As children, we do need tender love and care, but many of us, we didn't grow up in a safe environment. And the impact of that can easily be years or even a lifetime of suffering. In this video, I'm gonna share some more childhood emotion memories, stories from my inner child, and it's gonna be raw, so hang on. Do you have secrets that you're trying to hide away from people around you? And do you know the feelings of guilt, of shame, negative and limiting feelings or emotions? I do. And it had a big consequence for many years for me, growing up with an alcoholic dad. And I'm sharing these videos from my heart because, first of all, I want to be in front. I want to help other people to heal. Maybe you resonate with this video. Maybe it will even stir up some emotions in you. Irritation, tears, whatever comes up, just observe it. And like I mentioned in my last video about my 40-year-old secret, if you didn't watch it, I really suggest for you to go watch it. There was a secret that I hid nearly all of my life. And would you believe me if I say that these secrets, these limiting emotions of guilt and shame, fear, they're not serving us. And maybe to the outside world, we have this big smile on the face. Maybe we drive a great car. But that's just a mask. Because the hardcore truth is that inside, all of this guilt, shame, negative emotions, they're hurting and we're suffering. If you feel anything, if you can resonate with this, maybe you even have some experiences from your life, feel free to comment. Whatever comes to you, just comment on it. Let's dive into the story here. I can't remember how old I was, maybe around 8 or 10 years or something like that. And I was out in the garden, the family's house in the garden, playing football with a couple of friends. Like I mentioned before, I was a very introvert and very emotional guy. And we had a big secret, and that was our alcoholic dad. Now this day we were playing football, everything was good, and suddenly a police car enters our carport. I get nervous. I run to the carport with my friends just behind me. I'm curious, one part of me is curious, another part of me is getting very nervous and frightened. The policeman, there were two men, but the policeman asked me if my daddy was home. And I told him no, it's too early and the car is not here. I can't remember his exact words, but it was something like that. We have an idea that he is home. Would it be okay if we enter the house? I remember my heart pumping because I knew the secret of him drinking, but my friends didn't. And also it was a policeman, so I was not afraid. but in a situation where the emotions was very high and they were rising. And of course, a little kid, a little boy, I said, yes, you can go in. They went in and they looked around. I was afraid, full of fear, and I had my friends just behind me. They wanted to know what's going on. As I recall it, the policeman, same policeman, he asked me, where's your bedroom? Your daddy's bedroom. And I told him that's upstairs. And they went upstairs. I went with them and I asked my friends to stay down. And as I recall it, they did. And they asked me to show them where my dad's bedroom was, and I went for that door. And I remember the policeman opening the door, and I just looked in there, and I think it might have been for 10 minutes, but could easily has been only for a couple of seconds that I watched what happened inside the room. And then the other policeman looked at me and said, please stay outside, and closed the door. But that moment where I looked into the bedroom, I saw my dad lying on the bed, blood all over. He had taken some of his clothes off. And then I saw that there was blood on the floor. And actually, when I looked around outside, after the policeman closed the door, I saw blood on the floor too. I was about to cry, but I also remember I didn't do that. I had a lot of thoughts going on. What happened? And also, I was concerned about my friends and my secret. So, my body was about to explode. And I remember that I just once again bite my teeth together, my jaws together, and something inside of me was like, you can handle this. And at the same time, I felt like I was exploding. Afterwards, and I can't remember if I heard it at that moment or if it was later on, but I learned that what happened was that my dad had drove the car from work to home, and the car went directly into a street line, something like that, and the car was totally damaged. The police found empty bottles of liquor, spirituous, in the car, and he didn't stop. Nobody was hurt beside him. He didn't stop. He just walked for home. And that was probably a walk of 3 kilometers or something. He dragged himself home. I can't remember what I told my friends, but as I mentioned in the other video, my secret. It was a secret. So I do remember the fear of them talking to the other boys and girls in school, talking to their families, and ripping apart the illusion of this little nice boy in this little nice family. And I do remember all the limiting emotions: shame, guilt, fear of the secret coming out. This was a very painful experience, and it took me many years to open up, talk about it. Now I've got a couple of questions for you. Things like this and these emotions just kept inside, would you believe me that they have an impact in relationships, in business, even on your health? Because I know it does. And that's why I share this. I also know that we can fight a lot as human beings, and we can struggle a lot, and we can get through things. And we can do much more than we actually believe is possible. But the thing is also, it doesn't need to have to be a big struggle. And when we begin to share these things, opening up, we feel lighter, we heal, and we improve the quality of our lives. And even though it's a painful thing to do it in the moment, it's also in that moment, from my experience, that we begin to see the light in the end of the tunnel. Does this make sense to you? Again, if you have anything on your heart right now, feel free to comment below. And if you want to connect with me, I put the links so you can connect with me on social media. If you want to talk with me about your limiting emotions, about you improving your life, there's a link in the description to a page where you can talk with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. There's no script to these videos. It just comes as it comes. And I promise you, it's not gonna stop here, and it's gonna get even more raw. In the next video, I already now know that I got one more episode that I want to share with you. And I also want to share in what direction that led me in my life. Thanks for watching. Make it a great day. And from my heart, be awesome.